Randy,
Mm-hmm.
you doing all right?
I am. You know what today is, Teddy?
It's
It is.
it's the 22nd, 21st, right?
It is. It's President's Day, and you're the president of your $53 million organization
Portfolio.
in your mind, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, I am. And by the way, it's 63 million in my mind.
I'm sorry, I shortchanged you a little bit there, buddy. Hey, folks, thanks for joining us today. Randy Wooden, Goodwill Industries, Northwest North Carolina, run our professional center and help, as you might expect, professionals with their job search. But I get together with my friend Teddy every Monday, and we do a quick show with a tip or two and a story or two, and also we talk about our coming up guest on this Wednesday. That'll be Jeff Smith. Smitty's Notes. A lot of us have heard of Smitty's Notes. We may not know Jeff Smith. We're going to find out more about Jeff, the person, and also his journey through the last 25 years as they're celebrating a 25th year in existence. But before we get started, Teddy, let the folks know who you are.
Yeah, for that, It's that one guy, Randy. He's back in on the third row, right off the aisle. He doesn't know me.
Yeah, I got him. I got him right there. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm Teddy Burriss. I own a company called Burriss Consulting. We teach LinkedIn and Google Workspace and Gmail as business tools. I love doing my business. We have a whole lot of fun helping people master those tools so they can create real value in their business development, in their organizations, recruiting, et cetera, et cetera. But like Randy said, every week, Randy and I get together twice a week, man, and we have fun, and we play, we cut up. We tell stories and we help people. And so our Monday conversations are really just a promo for our big show on Wednesday, but we bring value. So, hey, Randy, before we talk about our stories, go back to your research you did on today, man.
You know, and I've had a couple of people just kind of casually say, hey, I check this thing out on Monday once in a while, but what's really kind of cool is how you guys fiddle around with birthdays and have some fun with weird stuff in history. And so for what it's worth today, yes, it is President's Day. It was actually started back many, many years ago. The year was 1885. Teddy, you were just an infant back then. You wouldn't remember it. But anyway, it was in celebration of George Washington's birthday, which I think is actually tomorrow. It's on the 22nd. But back in 1971, the government said, hey, we need to create a bunch of 3-day weekends. And so they instituted something called the Uniform Monday Holiday Act. And as part of that, President's Day was moved to the third Tuesday in February. So that's how this whole thing got started. And it really takes into account not just Washington, but Lincoln and other ones. It's all kind of lumped together. So there's that. But again, probably not a lot of folks knew that it was started to celebrate George Washington's birthday. Got some other birthdays, famous birthdays, folks. Two that you know, and one I bet you don't know, Teddy. So I'm going to throw this at you because you're a pretty sharp guy. You'll get, these first two. John Lewis.
Yep.
Civil rights. Yep. Congressman. Yep. And then also Kelsey Grammer. Remember him from Cheers and Frasier?
Yep.
Comedian.
I loved and hated him, but I loved the show. Yeah, no, it was a good character.
Okay, so here's one that nobody will know unless there's some fans of the movie who might know this. Who is Anthony Daniels?
Was he the guy in the cage on
Hopkins?
one of the Jack Reacher videos?
That Anthony Hopkins no?
That's a different guy.
This guy is a M-I-M-E actor, so he doesn't say a whole lot, if you know what I mean. He was C-3PO in Star Wars.
So it's not like he can beeper.
If you see him on the street, it's not like you're going to say, "Yeah, I know who this guy is." But anyway, C-3PO. So there's that. On this date, a couple things. We talked last week or two about the telephone patents being the same day, and it was awarded to Bell. Not the other person. Well, on this date, the year was 1878, the first in the world, or at least in the U.S., telephone directory. You know, that big paper thing that you throw out, usually. Everybody but you throws it out. Okay. The very first one came out in Connecticut, New Harbor, Connecticut. It had a total of 50 subscribers in 1878. Alka-Seltzer came out in 1931, and the Jackson 5. Remember Jackson 5? They made their television debut 1970 on this date on American Bandstand. Remember Dick Clark? Yeah,
I do.
So
I do.
There's that. Let's dive in. What you got for a story, Teddy?
All right. So here's my story. Good stuff, and great conversations.
Mm-hmm.
So I got an email from some lady, I don't know, a week or so ago. and she wanted, she wanted my help, but she copied someone else on the email. So I looked the lady up and wanted my help, and we're not connected. I sent her a LinkedIn invite. I looked for the lady who was copied on the conversation, looked her up on LinkedIn, found her, sent her an invite to connect. The conversation kept going, and more people kept getting pulled into the conversation from different places. And each time someone else got pulled into the conversation, I looked for them on LinkedIn and I sent them an invite. Now, fast forward, this work this lady wants me to do, I'm going to do it. But better than that, because I reached out to other people who were a part of the conversation, I've opened doors for more conversations and more opportunities. And it was really pretty cool to do. I've been doing it for years, but this one here really cascaded into lots of conversations. Now, my point is, this is what I do. And this is what I encourage people to do. Don't just have the conversation with the person who emails you. Look at the people who are copied. They're just as important, or maybe more important.
They can certainly influence, if nothing else. They're part of that team that makes decisions. So good stuff. Hey, I got a quick story for you. Last week, our internet went out. It went out for a number of providers around our area, and it just brought to light how reliant we are on technology, specifically the internet, almost like electricity when you really get down to it. And so many work from home, and businesses and all across the region were affected by this. And also last week, my freshman year college roommate had a birthday, and I found and shared a photo on Facebook of the two of us on our first day in our new dorm room as freshmen. And it dawned on me as I looked at it. And again, we're talking, this was let's just say it was before the internet.
Pre-internet?
Yeah. And pre-cell phones and we wrote on stone tablets. All right, Teddy, stone.
Now, wait a minute, you had a Texas Instrument calculator, dude.
I had some kind of calculator, but I had a manual typewriter. I'll tell you that. Point being, I look back at that, and in the background, there's no technology there at all, unless you call a table lamp technology, and how you now are so reliant on the internet to be efficient, productive, and so forth. But when that goes down, a lot of folks are stuck. So, hey, we've got a great guest coming up. You want to mention that? We'll give a quick tip, and we'll head on out.
Yeah. So this week, Jeff Smith. A lot of people know him as Smitty. And Jeff spent many years working in the legal department at Syngenta, but 25 years ago, he started a business called Smitty's Notes, and it has ebbed and flowed and grown over the past 25 years, 25th year anniversary this year. And, it's a cool resource for lots of people in Winston-Salem and outside of Winston-Salem who are looking for what's going on, and you find it on Smitty's Notes. So Jeff and I talked not too long ago, because he's retired from Syngenta, and the conversation came up about, for ourselves, should we quit or keep going? And I said, Jeff, that's a great conversation for us to share on our show. Would you help us in that conversation? So Jeff Smith, AKA Smitty of Smitty's Notes, is going to join us this Wednesday, the 23rd. Yeah, 23rd at 11:55 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So join us if you want to hear Jeff talk about quit or keep going. I promise you it'll be a lot of fun and enlightening conversations. So.
I'll tell you what, when I moved here, somebody turned me on to that. I didn't know anything about the area when I moved here. And that to me was a big help to understand our community and what goes on socially and other areas, but primarily it's social events, restaurants, that kind of a thing, and kind of what's happening in the social scene. So again, a nice tip of the hat, really. 25 years to stay with something like that. There's got to be some passion involved there, and so we're looking forward to Smitty. He's a great guy, and all good. Hey, I got a quick, I guess a tip here, and then I'll throw it to you to wrap things up. You get this all the time, Teddy, because you're a mega star on the internet and on LinkedIn. I get it once in a while.
You don't need to talk. They know that.
All right. I'm so sorry. More. I'm so sorry. So this happened not long ago. I get requests to connect, and what I'll call generic requests with no accompanying text. There's no point of reference as to why they want to connect or how they met me or what they want from me or anything like it. It just says you want to accept. So I accept. And then I looked at this person's page to see their situation, and I thought perhaps they might be in a job search, even though they're currently employed. Anyway, so I sent my obligatory response. Hey, happy to connect. Let me know how I can help you. Randy. Sent it. Within half an hour, I got this really long canned sales pitch. It was an obvious sales pitch. And I thought maybe I'll respond because I'm a nice guy and I'm familiar with this person's company and I've dealt with them before. And so they've got good people and good product. But that aside, I hadn't responded yet. Lo and behold, within an hour, I got a phone call from this person.
Yeah.
Out of the blue, acting as though I'm their best friend and they've known me. And I'm thinking, wait, who, and they could tell that I was struggling to get up to speed here. And so anyway, long story shorter, I wasn't interested in the services, but I turned the conversation around and asked this person, is this really the most effective way? And I'm sure you're being told to do this, and this is the structure that they have you doing, but is this really effective? Wouldn't it be better to reach out to existing people for some point of reference or contact, just like with LinkedIn, when you want to meet someone new? Isn't it ideal if you can leverage the existing contacts you have to get you to new people? I said, in my case, I'm not interested, but maybe I can help you do better down the road. So don't do what this person did. If you want to do the sales pitch, at least don't do it within the first half hour of connecting. Get to know me a little bit. Let's have some other kind of, learn about my business, that kind of a thing. And then I may be more apt to play ball with you.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
And I get those every now and then as well. And by the way, when I connect with somebody, if they're highly relevant to me and their phone number's on their profile, I will call them. However, I'll make the conversation all about them, not about me.
Good. Yeah, that's good advice.
Yeah. So hey, I had a tip, Randy, but I changed my mind.
You did, huh?
I can do that. I mean, I had the authority to do that. Here's my conversation.
Yeah, okay.
Is LinkedIn personal or business? That's the conversation. I had a client ask me this morning. He said, Teddy, should I share anything about me personally on LinkedIn? And I said, well, why do you ask? He said, well, I believe that people do business with people they trust, respect, and like. And the more they get to know me as a human, maybe the more some of these people may like me or think they like me or want to know more about me. Okay. And I said, well, what kind of content do you want to share? I said, there's a thing called TMI. Let's not go near that. He said, no. He says, I'm a musician. Would it be inappropriate for me once a week to share something about my musical hobby, my art? I said, I don't think so. I think that would get people who like musicians or who are intrigued that you have those skill sets to like you more. I said, go ahead. So my tip is this. LinkedIn is a business networking site, but people do business with people they trust, respect, and like. So if you could peel back a few layers and let them get to know who you are as a human, and it's not pushy or bossy or, it's not, way off the spectrum of unacceptable, then peel back a layer or two and let people get to know who you are as a human. It could make a big difference in the opportunities in front of you for business and or career. Here's my tip.
I've done that sporadically on LinkedIn. And I'll tell you, two of my most liked posts had nothing to do with job search. One was the sand building where every year we go and we did a Memorial Day one with the flag and boots. And the other was that time I took the mound at the Dash game and threw the ball about 30 feet to the wrong side of home plate. But both those had nothing to do with job searching. There was nothing in there at all about it, but it was more of that human interest story. So excellent point, Teddy. And those are a couple examples just for me that I can think of right off my top of my head. Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, buddy. Well, I'll see you on Wednesday. when Jeff's on.
Mhm.
And hey, everybody, thanks for joining Randy and I this morning. We'll see you on Wednesday.
All right. Have a good one.